Now we'll start, of course, taking your calls on the back of Man City beating Wolves by 4-1. Let me ask you the question that Rufus said at the top. Is the Premier League rubbish? Is the Premier League rubbish?
Is the Premier League rubbish? Look, that would be really disrespectful to what Man City are doing right now. Because whenever a side wins and it's not your team, that always seems to come out. Oh, the Premier League's not as strong as
You're right, they do say that.
And people said it last season with Liverpool winning. That Liverpool were unbelievably good last season. City are unbelievably good this season. And I think we just have to accept that they are head and shoulders and chest above everyone else.
Legs.
They are
toes.
They are embarrassing the rest of the league. That's what they're doing. A little bit like Liverpool did last year. Liverpool embarrassed the rest of us. And Man City are doing what Liverpool did to us now this season. And it's up to everyone else to get closer to Man City. Now, the aim was, I always felt the aim for Chelsea was to get closer to Liverpool and City. That was Chelsea's aim. Well, you know, the Liverpool one is that's.
How weird is that? You're above Liverpool now.
They've had their problems. They've been well documented, but Man City are setting another standard. That's what 21 wins on the spin.
Yeah, crazy in all comps.
They are.
Is this the best Man City team you've seen?
I think it's the best side. I think it is.
Yeah, I'd like to hear from City fans about that.
I think. See, there's what I've liked about City this season. And I have to say, there will be a criticism coming. I'll save it for a second.
A rainy day.
Yeah, I'll save it. I'll come back to that. But
do you want me to make a note of it because you've got bad memory?
You don't have to.
You might forget it.
Well, go on and make a note.
What note should I put? What's a key word in that sentence?
Boring.
Okay, boring. All right.
And I always felt that City at times would pass for passing's sake, and there would be a lack of ruthlessness and sometimes it would be too easy for them to keep the ball. And that they've kind of dipped into that a little bit recently, where they have been so dominant and they've lacked that real ruthlessness, that ability to just kill games off. And there's been a couple of those games recently that I felt that the Man City have just been a little bit overconfident because they are so good and they have dominated possession. The best example is probably Arsenal, right? Now, they took the lead from Sterling after 2 minutes, okay? And that first half, they absolutely battered Arsenal. Possession-wise, Arsenal couldn't lay a glove on them. It was only 1-0. And, you know, we saw tonight against Wolves. Wolves played their part defensively. They're nice and tight. They want to stay in the game for as long as they can. And credit to them, they did that. But, you know, with 10 minutes to go, it's 1-1. And that should not have been the case.
Yeah, but Man City fans will phone up and argue, it doesn't matter, we got the job done, we won 4-1.
Well, that's all well and good. That's all well and good against teams like Wolves. But you go in a Champions League, and as they did against Mönchengladbach. Now, you and I were here for that game. The first half, it was one of the most one-sided games I've seen, probably this season. It was like men v boys, and it was only 1-0. And they won the game 2-0, but Borussia Mönchengladbach, at the end, they had a 1v1 with the keeper, and they could have made it 2-1. Now, it's all well and good doing that against Gladbach, where they're going to beat them comfortably. But you try and do that against a side like Bayern Munich. If you think that you'll get away with that in the latter stages, about conceding a late goal where they shouldn't, that would be, if I was a Man City fan, the one thing you could say, what could this side improve on? And it would be killing games when they are on top. Same thing happened against West Ham at the weekend. You know, and I thought West Ham played well.
Yep.
I thought West Ham were a little bit unlucky on the day. They got the goal because they're a better side and they managed to win 2-1. Same thing. It's very similar. And Wolves, we saw it against tonight. Now, the scoreline, I think, slightly flatters City because that wasn't the game I saw with 10 minutes to go. Okay, the game I saw...
No one would disagree with that.
The game I saw...
It wasn't 4-1.
But when Wolves equalised, there was an urgency about City, and they started to do things in a manner that they weren't doing up until that point in the second half. And there just seems to be a malaise about them.
But that could be the tactics of Pep. You get your goal, you sit on your goal, because it's working.
Well, no, okay, that's what I'm saying to you. It's fine now, but, and there is a but, because there's been one or two moments I've noticed this, and this is recent, okay? Gladbach, Arsenal's another one, where and tonight's a great example where they couldn't, Wolves couldn't lay a glove on City. They couldn't get near the ball. They were leading by an own goal. Let's not forget that as well. There wasn't carving them open, shot after shot. In the end, the goalkeeper, Patricio, had a good second half, okay? But this side needs to be more ruthless. And I know it sounds stupid saying that after 21 victories, but if there is a point, if there is something that Pep could get more, and if they're going to go and do this treble, that's the sort of thing
the
quadruple, sorry.
Yeah.
If they're going to do that, which is more than on, it's moments like that today, if against a better side, and like a Wolves, imagine if that's an away goal in the Champions League and they will draw it 1-1. That's what I'm saying. That should not have been 1-1 at any stage in that game.
Well, I'm looking at the league table. I take nothing away from Man City because they are playing well. But are they playing well because United are at the top of the game? Leicester, I don't know what's happened to them. West Ham now in the top 4. No disrespect to them, but you don't see West Ham as a top 4 side. Chelsea, they've just changed their manager. Liverpool are appalling. Everton, okay, they've improved. Spurs, I don't know where they're at. Arsenal, 10th. It's not a great Premier League, is it? There aren't any other clubs in the Premier League. We've seen it before. Last season, for argument's sake, Liverpool and City battling out. The season before, City and Liverpool battling. There's no one battling it out. Is this the best Man United we've seen? No. Is this the best Liverpool we've seen? No. Is it the best Chelsea we've seen? No. Is it the best Spurs we've seen? No. Is it the best Arsenal we've seen? No. I could go on. I could. Yeah.
But that
go on.
Just then, the rest of them are probably where they should be.
Okay.
I mean, that's where they potentially should be. Leicester, they're punching above their weight a little bit. West Ham, punching above their weight.
Yeah.
They're taking
You're basically
advantage.
saying what I just said about 3 minutes ago.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
Okay.
But that's not City's problem. But whenever it's rare that you have.
No, I'm not talking about a problem for City. I'm just saying, is the league this season, are Man City head and shoulders above everyone because the way they're playing, or are they head and shoulders because everyone else is a little bit like a dog with fleas?
Both. This City side is special, right? This is a special team we're watching, and I feel this side.
I don't know.
Well,
they're playing great football, but everyone else isn't.
No, you're right. But I think the side is still what they do. They're not just they're top of the table by 15 points.
Yeah.
If they were top of the table by 6, 7,
even then that tells you it's a good league.
You could have but I think that tells you that maybe City aren't as good. They're destroying. They are destroying the league. They across. Look, I can't see from what I've seen so far. I've not seen anyone across Europe that can match this City side, other than just the point I've made that maybe there is a little bit of when the game is too easy for them and they get pegged back when they shouldn't. But there's the two sides that I think only City should really be concerned about right now.
Bayern Munich
and PSG. They're the only two I can think of.
Let me ask you this. If Man City finish the season with the Premier League title, irrelevant of what happens in the other domestic competitions, but without the Champions League, right? Think about your answer. Yeah. And bearing in mind what we've just said about this City side, have they underachieved?
No, I don't. You've got to. Look,
but isn't it all about the Champions League for Man City?
Only City fans can answer that. Pep has been brought in to do a number of things, and one of them is definitely win the Champions League. But for me, dominate your league. This is the third title out of 4 seasons they're going to win it. That's quite dominant. That's quite dominant.
You've just said this is possibly the best Man City side you've ever seen.
Yes.
Right? And you've also said they're up there with the best teams in Europe.
Yeah.
They've got to win the big...
Yeah, but the best side doesn't always win the Champions League. We've seen... How many times have we seen the best sides suffer an away goal, a referee indecision, a poor... look at Liverpool last season going out to Atletico. How did that happen? Only because Adrian had an absolute stinker. And threw a couple in.
Do you think Liverpool fans will agree with you that Man City are that... So, okay, if you took the Man City now, right, and the Liverpool of last season, are you saying that Man City are better than that? Liverpool?
That would be a hell of a game. Because both sides, at this stage of the season, are on a similar trajectory. The way that they're dominating the league, the way they're going into... They're almost winning games before they take the field.
But do you think if Liverpool didn't have injuries this season,
yes,
that Man City would still be as good as they are? I
firmly believe that the reason Liverpool are where they are is because of the injuries. Now, who knows whether Man City would still be top in the table? What we're seeing right now, it's hard to disagree with that. But Liverpool would definitely be close. If they had Van Dijk, they had Gomez. Jota was fit. I can't help but feel that Liverpool would be closer. Now, how close, I don't know, but...
Okay, so you think 2 reasons City are at the top is A, they're playing brilliant, and B, the league's not as it should be.
Whenever a team dominates like this, as heavily 15 points, the league is not as strong as like I said, I use the word again, they are embarrassing the rest of the league right now.